Availability is the key to weakness. The more people know about you from your habits and routines, the more leverage they have on finding a weakness. And there's no easier way to be vulnerable amongst people than being constantly available, emotionally and physically. The more open you are to strangers and acquaintances, and the more they know about you, whether through social media or in person, the more annoying and more vulnerable you are. So, drop it all. It's time for you to finally drop the perpetual cycle of weakness and disappear for 4 months. No Instagram, TikTok parties, or arbitrary going out with friends. Just focus and commitment. Today, I'll present you with 4 chapters of your transformation journey. Preparing, disappearing, transforming, reappearing. Now, disappearing might sound easy and simple for you. However, it is not. Despite not requiring much physical effort, the initial part of dissociating yourself from your surroundings is the most radical change you will be performing and the most likely one to relapse from. So, it is best if we keep it segmented and not turn everything upside down, allowing us to properly prepare ourselves for the complete disappearance. Preparing. The first thing you can do to prepare yourself for your complete disappearance is shutting the hell up. Nobody cares about your private life. Nobody cares about what you're going to do, nor what you did. Stop oversharing for once in your life. Believe it or not, it's not your body, your face, or any other thing that's keeping people away from you and keeping your social status low. It's your mouth. People are perceptive, especially good listeners, and can deduce a lot from what you say, how you say it, and when you say it. So, it's time you shut the hell up and keep them wondering. Yes, it might be hard, and it might seem toxic at first, but by closing your mouth for once, you will be both less conspicuous to those you meet, as well as intriguing to those who already know you due to your sudden change of behavior. We're men. We aren't designed to nag people to death with our problems, so best to suck it up and proceed. And no, I don't care if you and your friends talk about everything. You need to shut it. You don't need the opinions of others for your thoughts, ideas, problems, and solutions. And you don't need a person to trauma dump on. That brings me to the next point, and that's to focus exclusively on your own opinion. You shouldn't conform to your friends, acquaintances, or even strangers' norms. In the end, they don't care about you, or shall I say, you focus and mold your behavior and thoughts to their thoughts and standards. Why? Why is their opinion more valuable than your own to you? You should be the one caring the most about yourself. As such, you shouldn't give more value to opinions that are not decidedly yours. You're not a copycat. You are an individual, like everyone else, and it is time to use the one form of freedom nature gave us from the get-go. Once you start valuing your own opinion more than anybody else's, you will have broken the first line of chains constraining you from achieving your maximum potential, and you will have unlocked the gates that will provide a safe passage to disappearing without guilt. Disappearing. Now, once you've properly prepared yourself, it's time to cut it all. No Instagram, no TikTok, no Snapchat, no YouTube, no social media of that sort. All of these are designed to keep yourself addicted to easy dopamine and to keep your opinion molded with others. The only thing you'll be using is basic communication apps such as WhatsApp or Viber, or even better, just use your phone regularly and be done with it. The way you cut it depends on your own personality. Some people, like myself, prefer to cut their bad habits instantly, but cut them one by one. Other people can drop them all at once. Some of us are much more effective with a gradual reduction of them. You'll have to experiment and document everything you've realized, and you will not only improve that part of your life, but also have a better window into your psychological profile. You'll be surprised how much more time a day you'll have with all of these reduced, let alone gone. Now sure, you shouldn't ignore your friends, as if they truly are loyal, they will most certainly want to see if anything is wrong. You shouldn't ignore them, but you should just shrug it off as a way of finding more time for yourself, and that's it. Also, before we proceed, we have to tell you that you will get excited throughout your transformation. You will want to share your ideas, achievements, and developments with everyone. This is a tale of your people-pleasing and oversharing persona, and it is most important that you do not conform to it. Keep it to yourself. It will be hard, I won't lie to you, but once you've broken the cycle, you will be completely free of other people's opinions. And now, it's time to transform. Transforming. To properly transform, you need one thing, and one thing only: discipline. You will have to develop a habit of waking up early and at an exact time, exercising and working. The key to this is to achieve a good idea of time management. You will also need to find a job if you don't have one, and if you do have one, or if you will need to develop a habit, not love, for everything. Ask any bodybuilder, any athlete, any sane and normal person with a bunch of good habits if they love them. And 9 times out of 10 they will say they don't. They just love how they make them feel afterward. So, first, get your alarm clock set for 6 a.m. and once it rings, don't delay it. Get up and do nothing. Just get up. You don't need to overwhelm yourself at the beginning. Don't run through your phone either though. Just do nothing. Soon, you'll start itching to start moving around and doing something. I'd recommend you develop a habit of walking in the morning. The streets will mostly be empty, it's an empty window of time anyway, and it's a good way of waking yourself up while also being active. Now, if you have a job or are going to uni or school, you will have already developed this habit somewhat, and the only real change you'll need to make is to go by foot to your workplace or school, if possible. Again, great for clearing your head, both before and after work. Once you start getting more physically active, start working out too. 3 times a week will be more than sufficient if you're walking regularly. And while this won't turn you into Ronnie Coleman, it will be extremely beneficial for you. You will also have to reduce your food cravings. We get that you like eating sweets and junk food, and while you shouldn't eliminate this, you should make it a reward instead of an easy craving for satisfaction. Make yourself walk 4 or 5 miles for a chocolate bar, for example, or have an internal deal with yourself to have a cheat day if you fulfill all of your physical activity targets. I should know this. I used to have 220 pounds at 5 and 11, and I've lost 45 pounds in 3 months without ever cutting junk food out completely. Reduce, yes, but don't throw it out. It's a good motivator. Also, despite developing routines, you will have to develop a habit of going out of your comfort zone. You'll need to start doing things you never have before, like going mountain climbing, riding a bike, going to a shooting range, whatever you want to try. This is a good way of removing cheap entertainment from your life. Instead of watching TV or playing games, go to a shooting range and spend an hour or 2 there. Go and play football and basketball. Start doing martial arts. It doesn't matter. What matters is you keep your day as varied as possible. Believe me, with this shifting between routine and excitement, you will have opened up new horizons to yourself. And in 4 months of sticking to the plan, you will most certainly be able to reform yourself for the most part and create a pattern of automatizing other reforms and creating good habits in the future. Most of all, you will truly learn to value yourself, and that is the biggest gift you can take away. And that brings us to the final point of today's video. Reappearing. Reappearing. Well, we have to be honest with you. We lied. There is no reappearing back. If you've done everything properly, and if you focused exclusively on yourself and making yourself feel good, you won't need to reappear to others. You won't need to take pictures of yourself in the gym mirror flexing your muscles like a complete douchebag. You won't need to show off, because you will have finally understood that the opinion you value the most is your own. Now, does this mean that you should shun others? Of course not. We're social beings, and we actively seek out partners and friends naturally. However, you will learn to put yourself in front of others, and you will learn to have your own mold and form that others are either going to accept, not adapt to, or are going to leave be. This will keep you hooked onwards. You will keep streaming towards much bigger goals and greater ambitions. You will become more mysterious, more intriguing, and more attractive to others. And most of all, you will have found your own inner peace, and that doesn't have a price.